Last night, cackling Kamala sat down for a special town hall event, which is broadcast live on the Clown News Network, MSDNC, and probably other networks as well. No, not with a journalist. Of course not. She won't let one of them within a mile of her. This time with one of the last favorite propagandists, who was also a keynote speaker at the DNC last month, Oprah Winfrey.
Let's all choose Kamala Harris!
This in a desperate attempt to try to prevent more black people from leaving the Democrat Party, especially since Kamala Harris is so, well, obviously unlikable. And it wasn't just Oprah. She had some of her big Hollywood celebrity friends join the event virtually, trying to convince the mentally enslaved masses that Kamala Harris is somehow qualified to be president.
There's Bryan Cranston!
Celebrities know what's best.
Hello, hello, hello.
Chris Rock is in the house!
Pathetic, sellout,
Ben
loser.
Stiller, Jennifer Lopez, Tracy Ellis Ross. Yes! Julia Roberts, where are you?
This event was organized not just by an ordinary Democrat group, but by a pro-black group because, well, I'll let MSNBC explain.
Well, this new polling shows Vice President Harris getting overwhelming support from nearly every subgroup of black voters. There is one group proving harder to win over: young black men. According to this new poll, more than 1 in 5 black men under the age of 50 support Donald Trump for president. And when you look specifically at black men under 50 without college degrees, then support for Trump rises to more than 1 in 4 black men. So that may be why Kamala Harris told the National Association of Black Journalists this week that she isn't taking black men and their votes for granted.
That's right. She's begging for their votes. She's scrambling for their votes. She's scared that she's not going to get their votes. She just met with the National Association of Black Journalists. And as soon as that event wrapped up, let's just say that the hosts didn't seem too convinced. Here it is, wrapping up. She's saying goodbye. And then, wait for it. Of course, this would never have been shown on CNN or Clown News. This, I think, was from the live stream. Look, so it pans back over. And they're like, yeah, this lady's full of crap. But let's go back to the Oprah Winfrey AstroTurf manufactured town hall event, where they did actually take questions, pre-approved questions, of course, from the audience members. Although Kamala Harris refused to answer those and just dodged, pivoted, and lied.
What would be specific steps to strengthening the border?
Building the wall, deporting them all. Very simple.
So
sir.
It's a wonderful and important question. You know my background.
I grew up in a middle-class family.
Was as a prosecutor, and I was also the elected attorney general for 2 terms of a border state. So this is not a theoretical issue for me. This is something I've actually worked on.
Something you've been allowing for many, many years and encouraging, facilitating.
I take very seriously the importance of having a secure border and ensuring the safety of the American people.
This dude's like, listen, lady, the answer is simple. Build a wall and deport them all. Janet Yellen, on the other hand, Miss Mushroom Head, who is the Treasury Secretary, the former chairman of the Federal Reserve banking cartel, she says that if we deport the illegal aliens, then it's going to cause more inflation.
With that, there's been a lot of debate about whether that would relieve pressure on prices or...
Oh, you mean lower the cost of rent? Absolutely it would, because deporting millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of illegal aliens who are occupying millions and millions of apartment complexes would definitely lower the rent, because it would reduce the demand on apartment complexes. So we should get rid of them as soon as possible.
Or removing that many workers, particularly...
Oh, they're just workers now. They're not on welfare. They're not a burden to the social services programs, even though virtually every single one of them are sucking off of our tax dollars.
Particularly from agricultural and construction. What would that mean?
Even those who are working aren't even paying taxes, so they are overburdening our country and gotta go.
In your view for inflation?
Well, I think it would raise inflation. These workers have contributed to America's ability to produce more goods, including agricultural goods. And this influx we've seen since the pandemic, and it's not only through immigration, it's also we're seeing the highest labor force participation on record for adult women. The influx of workers into the labor market is something that's helped to bring down inflation and create a lot of jobs.
I'm sorry, but the 20,000 Haitians, just as one of many examples, that were imported into Springfield, Ohio, didn't come on their own dime. We paid for that. The government paid for those flights. And if you just do the math, 20,000 flights, let's just say a conservative $300 per flight, $250 per flight is $5 million that we paid just to import them here. I don't know how much more cringe I could take. Thank God it's Friday, but here's a couple at the Oprah Town Hall asking another question that got a non-answer.
We really would love to know what your plan is to help lower the cost of living.
Yeah, first of all, thank you both for being here. And yours is a story I hear around the country as I travel. And in terms of both rightly having the right to have aspirations and dreams and
rightly having the right. They rightly have the right to have aspirations and dreams. Of course, just a nonsense word salad.
Ambitions for your family and working hard and finding that the American dream is
being destroyed by the Democrats.
For this generation and so many recently, far more elusive than it's been. And we need to deal with that. And there are a number of ways. One is bringing down the cost of everyday necessities, including groceries.
They're going to price cap groceries. That's her plan. To do price caps, which they do in communist countries. And if Kamala Harris isn't annoying enough to convince you and motivate you to vote for Donald Trump here in about a month and a half, then you should know if she, God forbid, wins, then Hillary Clinton, Beelzebub itself, will return and be a part of her administration.
There is a
If there is, that got cut off.
Harris Walz administration that you would want to play a part in it, whether officially or unofficially.
Well, certainly unofficially, I want to be as helpful as I can and would do
I'm going to be pulling as many strings from behind the scenes as I can.
anything I was asked to be helpful. We have so much to do that it really should be all hands on deck, and anybody who can help in any capacity should be willing to do so.
Hillary Satan will be Secretary of State again. She will be a regular fixture in the media, briefing the American people on global affairs if Camelface wins. If that's not enough to convince you to vote for Donald Trump, then you are a sadomasochist. If you're a normal person like me, then subscribe to my YouTube channel and check back here on a regular basis. And if you enjoy my channel and you want to support my work and get a great shirt, order the new Donald Trump as Neo in the Matrix shirt from my online store at markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check it out.